All right, powers rule, and this one's about money you're leaving on the table every single day without even realizing it. If you're running an auto enhancement shop, ceramic coating, window tint, paint protection film, and you're regularly selling those services one at a time, you have a problem. Not because your work isn't good, not because your prices are wrong, but because you're presenting your business the wrong way and it's costing you thousands of dollars a month. I've been in this industry for over 30 years. I've built and sold multiple auto enhancement shops, and I've trained and consulted with thousands of business owners over the years. And one of the most consistent gaps I see across all types of owners, all markets, all experience levels is this. They don't have a clear, consistent, compelling way to present a complete solution to their customers. And because of that, they undersell almost every single opportunity that walks through the door. That's what we're fixing today. Here's what I see happen all the time. A customer comes in with a newer vehicle. Maybe it's brand new, maybe it's just new to them. They're excited about that car because they just got it. They're thinking about it. They've spent time working on getting it, acquiring it. They've invested in it. And that moment right there is your best opportunity. Honestly, it might even be your only real opportunity. Because here's the reality. Once a customer leaves without buying that full package, the odds of getting them back for the rest of it drop dramatically. Life gets in the way. The excitement of the new car fades. The urgency is gone. They're no longer in that mindset where protecting their investment feels important. That window closes fast. So if you're thinking, I'll sell them coating today and bring them back later, maybe for tint or PPF, understand that what you're actually doing, you're betting on a follow-up sale that statistically is unlikely to happen. And in the meantime, you've left the majority of the revenue from that customer on the table. The shops that grow, the ones that are doing real numbers, they understand this. They know that when a customer walks in with a new vehicle, excited about their car, ready to invest in it, that's the moment. That's your one best shot to present a complete solution. And if you don't take it, somebody else eventually will, or nobody will. And that customer just never gets what their car actually should have and needs. And what they really want is that package that you're going to offer them. Full protection and beautification. That's why consistent presentation of what I call the Trifecta package, which is ceramic coating, ceramic tint, and a full front end PPF. It isn't just a sales tactic. It's how you serve your customers the right way at the right time before that window closes. So let's define it clearly. The trifecta, or whatever you may call it, is three things working together as one complete protection system. A full front end paint protection film. Okay, that's your armor. It takes the hits so the paint doesn't have to. Chips, nicks, road debris. The front end is the most vulnerable part of the vehicle, and PPF is the only thing that truly protects it. Ceramic coating, that's your long-term finish protection. It bonds to the paint, locks in the shine, makes the car dramatically easier to wash and maintain. It's what keeps that showroom look for years instead of months. And then, of course, ceramic window tint. That's the comfort and interior protection. It cuts the heat, it blocks the UV rays, protects the dash and the seats from fading, and gives the car a clean, finished look that ties everything together. And here's something most customers never consider until it's too late. A vehicle that's been properly protected with a trifecta package, PPF, ceramic coating, ceramic tint, is worth more when it comes time to sell. The paint is in better condition, the interior hasn't faded, the finish still looks sharp. That's not just a cosmetic advantage, that's a financial one. A well-protected car sells faster, it attracts more serious buyers, and it commands a higher price. In a lot of cases, the trifecta pays for itself at resale. So when a customer tells you that they're not sure they want to spend the money, remind them they're not spending it, they're investing it into an asset they already own. That reframes the entire conversation. Now here's the key point, and this is where most shops miss it entirely. When you're presenting this to a customer, you're not explaining products. You're not getting technical. You're not talking about nano ceramic particles or hydrophobic properties or light transmission percentages. That's not what sells this. What sells this is one simple idea. This is how you protect your investment and keep your car looking as good as possible for as long as possible. That's it. That's the whole pitch. Everything else is just detail that supports this core message. Think about why your customers are coming to you in the first place. Really think about it. The customer who comes in for window tint, they want to protect their interior from fading. They want to cut the heat. They want the car to look better. The customer who comes in for ceramic coating, they want to protect the paint. They want that shine to last. They want the car to stay looking great. They want it to look better, right? The customer who comes in for PPF, they want to protect the front end from damage. They want to preserve the finish. They want the car to stay looking great. You see what's happening there? Every single one of them has the same goal. They want their car protected and they want it to look great for as long as possible. That's it. That's the only reason any customer really walks through the door or calls on the phone. So when you understand that, presenting the trifecta isn't an upsell. It's not a sales tactic. It's not squeezing more money out of a customer. It's simply completing the solution they already came in for. You're giving them the full answer to the question they're already asking. And here's the thing. Most of them don't even know the full solution exists. They came in for just tint because that's what they knew to ask for, or a coating because a friend recommended it. But no one sat them down and said, here's everything your car needs. Here's what it does. Here's why it matters. That's your job. That is literally what auto enhancement professionals are here to do. So when you don't present the trifecta, you're not protecting the customer's wallet. You're failing them. You're letting them leave with a partial solution, and they came to you for a whole thing, a whole solution. And that's not good service. That's just taking orders. Think about it from your customer's perspective. They just purchased a new car. They're excited. They want to protect it. They want it to look great, but they don't know what they need. They just know what they want, and what they want is simple. They want their car to stay looking great forever. That's your opening. That's your entry point into every single conversation. You're not selling ceramic coating. You're not selling tint. You're not selling paint protection film. You're selling the answer to what they already want, and the trifecta is that answer. When you make that shift from selling products to presenting a solution, everything changes. The conversation changes. The customer's response changes, and your average ticket changes dramatically. Because here's the truth. Most customers who say no to a coating or a tint job individually will say yes to a complete protection package when it's presented the right way. Not because you tricked them, because they finally understood what they were getting. They understood the value. They understood that this is exactly what their car needs. And I've seen this play out over and over again, working with shops across the country. I'll give you a real example of what this looks like. We worked with a shop that was doing solid volume. They had a good reputation. They did good work. They had a pretty busy schedule, but when we looked at their numbers, their average ticket was pretty low, way lower than it should have been for the quality of shop they were running. And when we dug into why, it came down to one thing. They weren't consistently presenting a package like the trifecta. They offered all three services, ceramic coatings, tint, PPF. They were good at all three, but they were presenting them separately based on what the customer asked for. Nobody was walking in the door asking for a complete protection package, so nobody was selling one. And we changed that. We helped them build a simple, clean presentation around the trifecta as their core offer. We made it a part of every customer conversation, and within a few months, their average ticket went up significantly. Not because they raised their prices, not because they got more customers, but because they stopped leaving money on the table with the customers they already had coming to them. That's the power of this, and it's available to every shop that's willing to be intentional about it. Powers rule. If it's not presented consistently, it won't sell consistently. Let me say it again. If it's not presented consistently, all the time, every day, it won't sell consistently all the time, every day. You cannot casually mention a package once in a while and expect it to drive your revenue. It has to be your standard. It has to be a part of every qualified conversation. It has to feel like this is what we do here. This is what we're known for. This is why we are in business, to offer you a complete protection package. So let's get practical. How do you actually bring this up without feeling like you're giving them a sales pitch? Well, you got to keep it simple, keep it natural, something like this. Hey, before we get started, I want to make sure you know about something. We have a lot of customers coming in with newer vehicles, and most of them end up going with what we call our complete protection package. It's really the ultimate way to protect a car like yours. Can I take just a minute to walk you through it? That's it. You're not pitching, you're informing. You're positioning yourself as an advisor who wants to make sure that they have all the information before they make a decision. Then you explain it in plain language. PPF protects the front end. Ceramic coating locks in the finish. Ceramic tint handles the interior and comfort. Together, they cover everything, and the car stays looking great for years. And then you stop talking, because at that point, one of two things happens. Either they ask questions, which means they're interested, or they ask, how much is that? And when they ask how much, that's not resistance. That's buying behavior. They want it. They just need to understand it first. So here's how you actually build this into your business. 4 things. Number 1, you have to lead with it. The trifecta has to be front and center in your business. Not buried in a menu of services, not something you bring up if it seems like the customer has some money. It should be on your website, in your showroom, in your marketing, in a printed brochure that you can hand to them, in a counter display, and as a part of your intake process. Every new customer should encounter it. It should feel like this is what you're known for here, because eventually it will be if you do this. Number 2, you have to dial in your presentation. You need one clear, simple, rehearsed way to explain the trifecta that works over the phone, in person, and even over text or email. Not technical, not overwhelming, just a confident, clear explanation of what it does and why it matters. And here's the thing. This needs to be practiced, not skimmed over, not winged, practiced until it's perfect, because the stakes are high. Every customer interaction is a real opportunity with real dollars attached to it. And a fumbled presentation is a missed sale. You'll never get it back. That means if anyone else in your business has customer-facing interactions, maybe it's your service advisor, your front desk person, even your technicians who occasionally have to fill in and talk to a customer, they need to know how to present this too. Get your team together and role play it. Have someone play the customer and actually run through the conversation. It's going to feel awkward at first. That's the point. Work out the awkward before it happens in front of a real customer. Do it over and over again until every person on your team can explain the trifecta package clearly, confidently, and very naturally. Because the more natural it sounds, the more it sells. And when your whole team is aligned around the same presentation, it stops feeling like a sales pitch and starts feeling like the culture of your shop. Number 3, make it easy to buy. A package at this level is a real investment, and some customers need help getting there, right? So offering buy now, pay later options, which are easy to implement in your business, offering payment options, breaking it into something manageable, whatever it takes. You have to show that to them. Here's something the best shops do that most people overlook. The trifecta should be on your car. It should be on your manager's car. It should be on every employee's car in the parking lot, because when a customer pulls up and every vehicle they see has been done that way, that's not a sales pitch. That's a standard. Does that make sense? You're setting a standard. It sends a message before you ever open your mouth that this is what we believe in here. This is what we do. This is just how we take care of cars here. And then when you walk them out to show them a finished vehicle, or maybe 2 or 3, you've got options. You can show them yours. You can show them your manager's. You can show them the detail guy's car. The more vehicles you have done, the more it feels like the trifecta isn't just something you're trying to sell them. It's just what everybody does. Walk them out. Let them touch the paint. Let them feel the difference. Let them see what their car could look like. Seeing it is worth more than anything you could say about it. And number 4, build the upgrade path. Listen, not every customer is going to start with the full package, and that's okay. It's your goal, but it's not going to happen to everyone. If they come in for one service, that's not the end of the conversation. That's the beginning of it. At every touch point, from the intake, during the job, at checkout, you have an opportunity to introduce the full solution, plant the seed, get them scheduled, and complete the trifecta over time if you have to. But always be moving towards that full package. Everything revolves around that. Because when you do all four of these things consistently, you're not hoping to sell the trifecta. You've built a system that sells it for you. And let's talk about what this actually means for your business, because the numbers are hard to argue with. The average standalone ceramic coating job might run somewhere between $500 and $1,500, depending on your market, the vehicle, and what level of process you're doing on the vehicle. A tint job on its own, maybe $400 or $500. Some PPF work here and there. You're grinding through jobs, keeping the schedule full, and wondering why growth feels so slow. Now we flip it. You start consistently selling complete protection packages, and your average ticket goes up $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or more. Suddenly you need fewer jobs to hit that same revenue. You have more breathing room in your schedule. Your team is doing higher value work, and your business starts to feel like it's actually building towards something instead of just basically trying to stay afloat. But here's the thing. None of this works if you don't genuinely believe in what you're selling. And I mean that. If you see the trifecta as an upsell, customers are going to feel that. If you see it as something you offer to people who seem like they can afford it, you'll miss most of the opportunities. But if you truly believe, like I do, and like the best shops I've worked with believe, that this is what every car needs, then you present it that way. With confidence, with clarity, without apology. Because that's the truth. Every person who cares about their vehicle and wants it to look great for years needs what you're offering. Some of them will buy it today. Some will need more time. Some won't be ready right now, and that's okay. But they all deserve to hear about it and its benefits clearly and confidently from someone who knows what they're talking about. That's your job. And when you do it well, everything else in your business will get much easier. Sell the trifecta, present it as a solution, and lead with it every single time. That's your Powers Rule. I'm Stephen Powers. If you got value from this, make sure you subscribe. We drop content like this every week to help auto enhancement shops build smarter, more profitable businesses. See you on the next one.